Got somebody special with me today. This is Thomas Wilson. He is the co-studio head and also the creative director at Beenox. Not a small team. You guys it started out of Quebec City, if I'm not wrong, and you built up and built some really solid games, and you've worked on tons of big titles. This is a brand new Crash Team Racing, and it's called Nitro-Fueled. Why is it called Nitro-Fueled?
Well, for plenty of reasons. First, of course, Crash Team Racing, at the core of it, we needed to remaster what a great game it was 20 years ago. But then we call it Nitro-Fueled because we're adding so much more on top. Of course, we're bringing it to 4K fidelity, so a lot more details in the environments, a lot more animations, personality injected into all of the characters. But we're talking about bringing it online, that did not exist at the time. We're talking about bringing all the content from Crash Nitro Kart, readapted, reimagined for Crash Team Racing. So all the tracks from this game, all the characters, all the karts. Now we're bringing in customization. So, of course, we needed to nail the control mechanics, right? The power sliding, the boosting, and everything. But then we have kart customization, character customization with full body skins. And right at E3, we've just announced the Grand Prix, which is sort of post-launch content, post-launch seasonal content, free for everyone, starting July 3rd.
Go into this Grand Prix. What does that mean?
It's seasonal content. So, the game launches on the 21st of June. And then kicking off on the 3rd of July, we'll have our first Grand Prix, which is called the Nitro Tour. And we introduce, with every Grand Prix comes a brand new track. So it's not a remastered version. It's a brand new track we created with brand new themes, brand new characters that people have been asking about. Like, people have been asking, where's Tana? Tana's there. Where are the trophy girls? We don't call them like that anymore. They're called the Nitro Squad.
Okay.
So Tana and the Nitro Squad are making an entrance in a big way. And then we've announced the second Grand Prix, which is back in time, going to the prehistoric ages. We have Baby T, and then we have a baby version of Crash and Coco. Really cute. And then, last but not least, Spyro. People have been asking for Spyro to be in that game. So that's something that's going to happen as well. And we're just getting started.
So it's not just re-envisioning Crash Team Racing. I feel like you guys are targeting what Nintendo has done with Mario Kart 8 and the Deluxe and the extra content and all the... Is that sort of what you're shooting for? Is that level of fidelity and commitment?
Well, the idea was really to try to take the inspiration from everything that had been created in the racing space for Crash. So there was Crash Team Racing, there was Crash Nitro Kart, and there's also Crash Tag Team Racing, which got released later on. So what we did is we took a little bit of everything that we thought could be great as add-ons to Crash Team Racing.
It's going to run at 4K on the consoles and the PC, and the question
no PC version.
No PC yet?
No.
Okay.
PC,
are you going to announce one maybe down the road, or?
Who knows?
I guess we'll wait and see on that. But you've got a Nintendo Switch version of this game.
Yes.
And the Switch, obviously, the big gorilla is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which still sells like crazy. It's a beautiful looking game, and I don't know what that particular game, I don't know what Nintendo has for like the magic pixie dust that they have with that game. Can your Crash Team Racing compete visually with what Nintendo has been doing with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe?
Look, I would say, the great thing is coming on all consoles at the same time.
Yes.
So Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And, we just wanted to make a great-looking game for all platforms.
Right.
So I would say that when the game ships, people will appreciate the level of fidelity that we put into that game.
No matter where they play.
No matter where they play, because, we want, especially for a racing game, it needs to be super smooth.
Yeah.
And honestly, on the Switch, like carrying Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled on the go is great.
Yeah.
So all I can say is I think that everybody will appreciate the amount of passion and dedicated attention that went into making the game.
So you pesky earth slugs like to race, eh?
Are you working with any of the Naughty Dog people? Did you connect with them at all? Because clearly some of the people that worked on CTR originally are still at the company.
Yeah, so we developed the game entirely at Beenox, but, we had the original composers as consultants for the music. Because we know people love the music in Crash Team Racing. They love the sounds of the music.
Yep.
So one thing we did is that in the game, you can listen to the soundtrack, the original one, if you prefer the original one. Yes.
That's great.
But then you can toggle with the remastered soundtracks. And, of course, we consulted with them to make sure that it felt just right. And they gave us their thumbs up, so we're really happy about that.
Well, you got the original music in the game. Is the original game in the game?
Not the original game. I mean, it's entirely remastered. Although I can say that we have some exclusive, let's say for PlayStation, when we have the Retro Stadium, which is sort of a low poly version of Turbo Track back in the days, redressed, sort of refurbished as a Retro Stadium. So we're doing some of the stuff like this that can be fun, like with the retro skins and the retro karts. But for the most part, it's entirely remastered, brand new HD fidelity for every track. One thing that's important to mention is that for every track that we have, we tried to create a story. So every time we had an opportunity to sort of like say, well, so what's the story here? So I'll give you an example. Hot Air Skyway, taking place in the air with hot air balloons flying around, zeppelins and stuff, and that's Pinstripes level. But at the time, there were no real connections between the character and the environment. So we decided, what if it was a Pinstripes' own floating casino? And now all of a sudden we have like this visual theme that we can play with and, you know, start set dressing the environments. And so we tried to do that for every track in the game to add more personality into it.
Awesome. Are you going to have cut sequences and some of the voice actors pop up and stuff like that?
Well, actually, we recreated all the cinematics for the intro cinematic, but also for the boss introductions and, you know, the end cinematics when you beat them. Nice. There was this opportunity to just like put them in a new light. Nice. So it's still, you know, the same script, if you will, but, you know, reimagined with kind of a new light when it comes to the cinematics.
Greetings, creatures of this planet. I come to compete.
When Mario Kart first came out for the Super Nintendo, it created a genre, basically, the kart racing genre, and lots of people tried to get into that space to varying degrees of success. What was it about the original Crash Team Racing that made it special and really connected for you?
Two things.
Yeah.
First, the adventure mode. There was something very unique about creating a single-player campaign in a kart racing game, and I thought that was very fun. Like, you know, driving through hubs and collecting trophies and relics and keys and fighting bosses was, you know, pretty innovative at the time. So that was something I really liked. Second, the controls. Really the awesome and unique controls coming from Crash Team Racing. This idea of a game that's easy to pick up but hard to master, because when you're power sliding around turns, you know, you need to sort of trigger that and then activate manually with the other button the boosts up to 3 times. And you know, we see people kind of struggling a little bit with that because it's a comeback from the mechanic back in the days. But it had to be there.
Yeah.
You know, we had to nail that because that's what...
Because it's incredibly rewarding when you pull it off, right?
It does. It does. It's the kind of game that you start playing, and then once you get the hang of it, you're like, wow, I'm getting good at this game. And then you get better times, better score. So it was really something that needed to be in there.
Was it because you guys have been doing a lot of support work on these massive games over the last few years, as lots of studios out there are doing these days.
Yes.
The games are so big, it takes several teams to be able to complete them. Is it freeing and fulfilling to have something that you are shepherding as a group again?
Well, I would say, look, I've been in this industry for 20 years, and I love every bit of it. Yeah. So, you know, whether we're working a big project, helping another studio, you know, our time spent with Skylanders was amazing. Working on Call of Duty is amazing. Working on this is amazing. Of course, there's a pride in what we do, considering that, you know, our name is on the box. Yeah. We want to make sure that we deliver what the game that people expect, right? Right. And hopefully, at the end of the day, people will appreciate the amount of love, passion, and hard work that went into making this game.
One of my favorites that you worked on, and it gets another shout out because everybody needs to play it, is Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Well, that was a labor of love, really. It was our opportunity to sort of like reimagine what it could be for a video game. And, you know, there were so many inspirations to take from the comics at the time. Yeah. And so that's why we came up with the idea of multiple, you know, Spider-Man universes put together in a video game. It was a very fun project, one of the projects that I'm most proud of.
I want a remaster. I don't know how long I gotta wait, and I know it's messy now with Sony involved with their Spider-Man and all that, but I love that freaking game. I still have it on my PC, actually.
You do?
And I go to play it. I love this new sort of world that we're entering in, where we have teams able to honor the classics in great ways like this. I can't wait for Crash Team Racing.
Thank you.
I can't wait, brother. That's awesome.
I can't wait either. Waiting for some too.